drop the mic or throw the mic. As soon as I saw that microphone hit Logan Paul's head, I knew instantly they was going to end up with a cut or some sort of injury. Microphones are lethal, mate. Like, if you're going to take one of those to the head, like, they're super heavy, you're going to either get cut, injured, or you might even potentially, like, get a concussion. If you felt the weight of a microphone, like, it's like a slong, a big fat slong. It's super weird as well, because, like, Logan Paul just didn't even bother to try and, like, get out the way. He just kind of stood there and let it happen. Like, what the hell? Why is he not, like, trying to slip that shit or, like, do anything? I don't know, it's bizarre to me. I think the shenanigans are just kind of getting a bit out of control at the moment. It's actually, like, ridiculous. Like, people are going to end up hurt, if not killed. And the person on the wrong side of that is going to end up in, like, jail or something. I'm not even kidding. We've seen punch-ups in the streets. You know what? We saw that one between Anthony Taylor versus Dillon Danis. It always just seems to be mayhem when Dillon Danis is in the equation. Like, I'm not even joking. What else did we see? Dillon Danis choking out Elbrook. Everything's just forming in this equation. The Dillon Danis show, like, mayhem everywhere. Yeah, man, like, it's becoming a real issue and real problem. It just honestly just seems so weird to me that Logan Paul just didn't move out the way. Like, why didn't he just move out the way? Like, I've seen jokes and stuff on DAZN between Ade and Dillon. Actually, what was it, yesterday, when they were doing all their interviews and stuff like that, and they were just pretty much discussing how it could potentially take a U-turn and Logan Paul might look to pull out the fight. Has he, like, decided, you know what, I don't want this? It's just odd. Like, why? Like, why didn't he just move? He just stood there and took it. Like, what? And then we had the interview with Logan and Ade, and Logan said something like he's struggling to make weight. I don't know, I've always said this, and I always think there is a bit of truth in this, and funnily enough, the saying says a similar sort of thing. But I always say that there is always an element of truth in a joke. And for Logan Paul to say that he struggled to make weight for this fight, like, has he been, like, training? Has he been taking Dillon Danis seriously? Like, what has he been doing? I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird, man. I'll tell you what, if this fight doesn't go ahead, I'm going to be extremely annoyed. Well, I think most people are going to be annoyed too, because I think this fight, apart from KSI versus Tommy Fury, don't get me wrong, the card is stacked. It is stacked, but Logan Paul and Dillon Danis, with all the drama, everyone was looking forward to that fight. And obviously everyone's looking forward to the KSI and Tommy Fury fight, but it was a good main event and co-main event. Yeah. As for Logan Paul and Dillon Danis, I actually thought this fight was more competitive than people were making out. From both sides, like, I just thought emotions were just super high from both of them. And I just saw this playing out in the fight. They would go in with a game plan, but literally, as soon as they got in the ring, whoop, straight out the window. Game plan, out the window, and they'd just go toe-to-toe. I thought what would happen is Logan Paul would come out super aggressive on the end of the jab. He has got a great jab. Very slow feet, but a great jab. And then he would just, in spurts, really aggressively hit him with his slappy fish hooks like he did with Mayweather, and not really get much of a result out of it. He would then gas with these big arms he has. You know, these big steroid arms, allegedly. And, you know, because all the lactic acid would eventually build up, he wouldn't be able to keep him up and stuff like that, because he would just exert himself so much. And then Dillon Danis would then come back on top. Inside, grappling, just doing some inside work and stuff. I don't think Dillon's game on the outside would be much good, to be honest. But then he would just throw, like, you know, short hooks in the inside, do a bit of body work, body to head. And, yeah, we'd have a bit of a cagey affair, just like both men close together, hugging it out. And the reason why I thought it'd go this way is because there's so much on the line for both of them. There's so much pride on the line for them. And both of them have got a point to prove. They want to just take each other out. There is literally so much venom and so much emotion in their hearts that they just want to clear each other out. And you've just seen it with the build-up. For the result, I saw Logan Paul winning. I saw him winning by points. and Dillon Danis putting a great effort up. But afterwards, the commentator would be like, "Yo, do you want to shake hands?" And then they just wouldn't bother, and then they'd just end up in a massive scrambling altercation again in the ring, and then potentially a rematch would be called or something on those lines. For me, this whole saga between Logan Paul and Dillon Danis has just been one big schoolyard hoo-ha. Like, honestly, man, both men, they just acted so childish, just super childish throughout this whole thing. Dillon Danis fancies the hottest girl in the school, but he's a nerd and she's not really interested in him. Logan Paul, Mr. Muscles, then snags the girl and takes her away from him. Obviously, Danis gets jealous and throws all types of cyber shade over them. And following this, one big school playground fight happens just because of all of it. It's been like a big episode of Mean Girls, but just like an explicit version, like of Nina and just everything involved. But yeah, all these antics have been fun and games. The build-up has been exciting. I must admit, I've been interested and intrigued this entire time. But it is going to be really embarrassing if this one particular moment where both men can't control themselves on a professional stage are about to, have a fight, and it gets called off because Dillon can't help himself and chucks a mic point blank in the man's face. I really do hope that this fight actually does still occur. It's going to be really disappointing if it doesn't. Anyway, that's me done. Quick fire style. But yeah, I really do hope this fight is still on. I really, really hope this fight's still on. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll catch you later. Bosh.